Margaret in Windsor. Trying to see if it's going up. The name I have to use is Peggy Ann Dempsey. I married Childers. I was kidnapped in 1941 and brought to Moulton, Alabama, given the name of a twin. The twin, I later found out both twins were dead. They gave me her identity. But what I want to put up here, I've got a lot of YouTube and Facebook. I wanted to respond to this. If you follow me, you know that I have posted about being made homeless deliberately. I've told about running in a campaign to replace Larry McDonald, Dr. Congressman, and being flown out to Larry Flint's in Hustler magazine, October of '83 in the campaign, and he endorsed me April of '84 and said I knew who was responsible for his shooting in Lawrenceville, Georgia in '83. I wrote about mind control murders, a medical malpractice book, and unpublished because they tried to kill me in April Fool Day of '80. So I'm going to skip to this. When I came to Roanoke, and I'm going to quote Carl Barton, a retired Virginia State Trooper, his wife, in 2009 said, "This is how we run you with chemicals." I'm allergic to chemicals, and when I am enclosed and deliberately fed toxic fumes, it attacks my immune system. It causes my immune system to attack itself, really, and inflammation, because it damages and take out your kidneys and lungs and any body part. So this is what's been going on, and it's a wonder if I still have a kidney or lungs at all. So I wanted to address this. I told about law enforcement has been involved in it. And I had a letter from the FBI it was my dad's birthday, June the 23rd, only this was in '79. And all this it was ongoing investigations when I got back from them. And just wanted to get to this. I put it up, and can you believe they hijacked a YouTube? Emily Craig has become well known for being Emily Windsor Craig. She's claiming to be the daughter of Edward VIII, the illegitimate daughter. She's not. She contacted me, which she should not have done, but it was on notifications and comments to that, and she had a post or that YouTube. As far as I could see, she had Debbie McKay. That's who the video was to, and she had gone back. Well, anyway, the video was about Debbie McKay and my video. So let me just clarify this. Emily is kin to the Rockefellers, and it's more of the lies they made up about my father. It is so hideous. But the fact that my video went missing, and here she comes back and saying there should be I needed an intervention. Well, she meant an intervention. Yesterday, they said that Facebook and social media, that they're going to start editing or something about the fake news. And can you believe that I posted about Emily and what's involved with me, and my Facebook for the first time was taken off, and I had a hard time getting it back on, and now I'm having even harder time posting. And it's as easy as taking off your password and just saying, well, it's not your password. Now let me get to this. This is where McKay comes in. I'm using her example for the others, how you can keep me homeless and do anything you want to with me. If you can't get an attorney or call the cops, you got problems. Back in March of 2012, I went over to Corporate Suites, Lakeside Drive, North Side Street in Salem, Virginia. And I rented a studio, and I had lived in these. They've become quite wealthy. They've got a lot of them now, Corporate Suites. And I rented it, and the manager's name was Debbie McKay. And I don't know the day she did this, but I was up there paying the rent. I guess I stayed about 2 months and paid the rent, and she turned her laptop, her computer around and showed me her daughter. And she didn't give me her daughter's name. I didn't know until Emily Craig was on and had that YouTube years back then that I posted on why she made me move. And her daughter's name is Alexis. I'm sorry. Okay, I never knew that until a couple of days ago when this happened with Emily and having access to the YouTube. Okay, I hope you can understand it a little here. Alexis Murphy was a young girl from Livingston, Virginia, that was murdered. They have not found her body, but she connects back with some other of the mind control murders I told about, like Larry Flint. That was a program shooter that killed him and his attorney. And, well, there's a question about, let's just say his attorney, and shot the judge. And there's a whole list of them, like the Virginia Tech and all that. But this is what I don't kill anybody. I'm the opposite. I've tried to tell about it and what little money I have and trying to keep a home and going through what I have because I cared. You know, when I got back for it, I got hell paid back to me for telling the truth. It's like, if I don't come around, then it won't happen. No, if they don't tell the truth about it, what's causing the mass mind control and everything, and this deal about help save the next girl that's going on here in Roanoke, it shocks me because most of these girls they're talking about that went missing or were murdered it was mind control murders, and they were done in patterns that I'm talking about. So they're saying that when I've been telling about how it's done, and you don't help just save the next girl, and you're not going to until you tell about the mind control, and it's the next boy, the next girl. It's okay. So if I haven't lost you, let me go back to this. Where I've lived, and it's really gotten bad, they've used my immune system with the toxic fumes. And I've run, and you get people, it goes up to who I am and what's been done to me, okay? But getting back to Debbie McKay, she said that she showed me her daughter in her prom dress. She did not say her name was Alexis. I didn't know till the other day her name. Now, what Debbie McKay did is I lived there. Her daughter was in a prom dress and going to graduate. This is 2012. So now then, I've come back to the other day when I moved because of something similar, and I called over there, and I'd forgotten for a minute that Debbie was Debbie McKay. And I guess I told her my name, and I don't know, but I told her about being allergic. I should live a halfway decent life, really, because this has been deliberately force-fed to me, absolutely, where I get a room or whatever. But anyway, Debbie, I called her, and because they're nice apartments, and she real quick she says, well, she says we're filled up, but over at Lunsford in that's here in Roanoke, she says I just talked with her and she has units available. Well, I called her, and her name was, I believe, Jessica. Real sweet person. She was going to book me right then and had no problem if I was allergic to the fumes or toxic household cleaners, that they didn't do that. They'd work with me. Well, that's a switch, isn't it? So I went ahead and told her I would take it. And then the minute I hung up, I thought it's just too much money. I need something, but it's too much money. Started to call her back, and in that split minutes, she was calling me saying, well, she just heard from Debbie, and the unit had been rented. Well, you get the gist. If it isn't just rented, it's filled up, or they're booked, or et cetera, et cetera. Now I want to get to why. The letter that I had from Debbie back in 2012 that made me move. She put a letter on my door and said that because I didn't let them come in and spray and soak me, and that's exactly what they did, among other things, with chemicals, that I couldn't live there anymore. And I want to add this. She said to me during that time, no, this is later when she's kicking me out, and was allowed to do it. She said, I'm not going to allow what happened to Alexis Murphy to happen to my daughter. At no time did she tell me her daughter's name was Alexis. But this is what's been going on, because these people are being knocked off. It's who's doing it. But how dare the people join a conspiracy to hurt me, because I'm telling the truth how it's done. And so I'm kicked out. I'm given a letter that said that because I won't let them come in. Well, they did come in, and they did make me sick, and they still hadn't made me run. You should see what actually happened. So she put the note on my door, letter, and I put it up on YouTube and Facebook. And she anyway, I asked her, I said, if I come up and try to pay the rent, will you take it? She said, no, I'll have you arrested. And they would have. They would have, because this is what the law has done in all this. Now, I want to go back to, if I can get it up here, the other day when I called her after all these years, since 2012, I called her, and she did that, pull that crap on me. This is illegal, everything they've done. But anyway, I just moved, so this was day after I moved, and I looked to find the letter that dates back to then about put on my door, and I mean, it was just a lie that I didn't let them in and all this crap. Anyway, I couldn't find the letter. After all this stuff, my important papers had been gotten into and dumped out on the floor of where I keep it. And that letter was the one that was gone. I think it's the only one, I hope. But anyway, I put the YouTube up so I couldn't photograph it again and put it up again. But that's the video that went missing, and I had on it to Debbie McKay. Now, that it ends up with Emily claiming to be Windsor Craig, which is a lie. She's kin to the Rockefellers, and it was hijacked. When you have that much power, think of what I've said to you about what's happened to the social media now. Facebook is owned by Zuckerman, who's a grandson of Rockefeller, the Illuminati that kidnapped me.